Determination gives you the resolve to keep going in spite of the roadblocks that lay before you. A quote by Dennis Waitley gives an example of some of the residents from the Indianapolis Reentry Educational Facility, IREF. IREF helps residents come back into society without total confusion on the updated world. Walking into the barbed wire fence and security before we could even enter the facility had my biases going of a very scary prison. But I knew that the facility was a level 1, which is for the non-violent inmates, compared to a max facility. Walking through the tour and watching the residents my first time had me stumbled. They had dorm-like beds and free roaming basically any time. They also dressed as if they had access to all the clothes I've had. When sitting down with the Toastmasters group for the first time, I quickly found out that they are serious about the Toastmasters meeting and expect to get knowledge from it. They explained to us how the meetings will go and how the goal is for everyone to gain knowledge and lose fear for public speaking. They looked as if I walked into a college class full of adults and was ready to take a serious public speaking class. The first time I heard about the IREF experience was during my bridge program at IUPUI for incoming freshmen. I heard that we were going to a prison every other Wednesday, and I was confused on whether it would be interesting or scared. I soon found out after the first meeting what it would be like. The first couple of times going to IREF for the Toastmasters meeting, I was sure we were going there to help public speaking. All the meetings were about was how to improve public speaking and making us speak to help lose fear of public speaking. They gave speeches to us so we could see what they did well and or needed work on. This class has helped me by giving me experience in public speaking besides with the same students over and over. They helped us with the fear of public speaking, the topics we choose for a certain theme, and how we look during our speeches. With just their feedback, I noticed that I need to give more gestures and choose better topics that relate to a theme. Also, we don't just learn from them. I can tell they learn from us as well. They appreciate our feedback and take that in consideration for their next speech. They also learn by watching us and noticing what we need to change and think about it themselves when giving a speech. After a couple of meetings, I also noticed this experience ties in a lot with my J101 class. They shared their experience with the law. This way we had our view from the law enforcement side and the other side with the offenders. How they are treated by law enforcement and their implicit biases, and the law enforcement agents. Also, during J101, I learned that you could be arrested for an act when you actually might not have done it. This could happen with mens rea, which is the guilty mind. Talking to one of the residents named Steve, he told me that he was in for burning his house down, when he actually didn't do it. He began to explain to us how his wife said she was going to take everything and leave. He, in a drunken rage, said that he was going to park the car in the garage and burn the house down so she couldn't take anything. He then proceeded to tell us how his house burned down later that week and he was thrown in jail. He said they later found that it was not from him, but him having the mens rea to burn it down convicted him. With this experience, it has helped me grow personally and with my career exploration. It has showed me how the residents made one bad mistake and now live off of that mistake. Some of the crimes I have committed to an extent as well. This has helped me with my career exploration and learning what happens to residents in prison. In my law enforcement career, I will now not judge by what they did and just treat them all with respect. This has opened my eyes on reentry facilities and the residents in them. I believe all the inmates benefit from this facility and truly want to better themselves. Knowing this, I would say we need more of these facilities throughout the world. This experience helps my career exploration by showing me how I portray prisoners and how I will later treat them different in my mind and in person. It also showed me that they are people just as you and me. After this experience I received, I will promote to anyone who questions it by showing them what they can learn and what they will personally experience. From learning about this experience to now, I have grown a lot in many different ways, such as my biases on residents, the way I perform public speeches, and the reentry facilities from an inside view. I know they have taught me to put my biases aside and look at them for who they are and not what they did. This also helped me with my public speaking by giving me harsh feedback for me to grow. In return, they have learned some from us as well. We are not the same as they expected, such as super smart, know-it-alls, and unappreciative of experiences such as IREF. In saying that, I will end it in a quote that ties it all up. Don't judge a book by its cover.